Here's my little B7000 Kubota tractor. Got a few upgrades done to her. So I'll just take you through a couple things here now. Here's a little front loader I built. She's got quite a bit of use. You can see the bucket is pretty shined up. Lots of hoses. Front loaders ran off the original hydraulic pump. You can see in there. I just teed off it and used that for the front loader. Some mounts and that made up to the chassis there. And basically I just got a valve and a gauge right here. And one of them got a detent for free floating, like that. He stays back so the bucket will go floating with the ground if you're snow clearing. So that's not too bad. And that's that. And of course on the back, I made up my own little backhoe. Here it is. All functional, works good. Outriggers. Little hydraulic tank down there, and I put a external hydraulic pump run off the PTO here. Provides a lot more flow than the front one does, obviously, just the sheer size of the pump. And I got a 6-spool valve, 2 short handles there for the outriggers, and then 2 joysticks for the operation of the backhoe, and a couple load check valves, cylinders, whatnot. And here's the swing cylinder, little bucket, 12-inch bucket, another outrigger, and of course there's a subframe that runs on up through the chassis here. So I'll give a demonstration of this now shortly, some of the stuff. So a couple little upgrades, and the seat, not the original seat. It actually swings, so you can turn around and operate the backhoe. And you can put your feet on these little holders there. So it's quite clear to use. And the seat just swings around for operation again when you're going driving. The electrical I upgraded. I just undo the hood there. Not very much power in the B7000 dyno, so I just kind of disconnected that and installed this alternator here. Not much room to work with, but pretty decent job. Alternator is off of 87 Sprint, Chevy Sprint, so it's pretty compact in size, and about the only alternator I could find to actually fit in there. I used the original tensioner and stuff down below, and ran some new wiring and such. And of course with that comes some more upgrades, headlights and whatnot, and I got some rear lamps put on there for when I'm operating the backhoe, like such, and a little strobe light there for when I'm snow clearing. And of course the original panels, well, it's not original anymore. I got some gauges there, water temperature, amps, oil pressure, switches for the lights, hour meter, and oil pressure light, charging light, so on and so forth. So pretty good. A few small upgrades. I'll just show you some of the operation of the backhoe. I'll go around up the front loader there first, see if we can get her fired up. Always make sure she's in neutral. Alright, so basically we turn this knob here, and that'll warm up the glow plugs. Kubota will not start without a glow plug. And there's a little thing in there when it starts to glow, like you see it now starting to glow. That means she's ready to fire up. We need a bit of throttle there. Pull back the throttle. Our oil pressure. There we go. We got about 60 psi oil pressure, and we're charging at about 30 amps. no water temperature here yet. The tractor fairly cold. So just give you a rundown of the front loader. This basically lifts the full assembly. Outside valve here. It just lifts it up like that. And then we got the inside valve. It'll dump like that. Pretty simple. And of course, if we pull back on the detent, this one in here, the dump will flip right over automatically. So see? So that's pretty good for snow clearing. And here's the gauge. You can see when it comes up on, it'll go right up. And then there's a PSV built in right here. And I got the pressure regulated at about 1600 PSI. So it's not too bad. Not a lot of pressure. Just give you an idea how the alternator runs. There you go. Pretty compact. Running the fan, the alternator, and both of it's off the crankshaft. 2-cylinder diesel, Z650. Fuel tank, battery, radiator. I'll close that up. And of course, here's the backhoe. Just give you an idea. The outrigger. It's this little one here. So the outrigger just extends out. Whoa, be careful, lots of power. And of course it'll ring back in. So, pretty good. And for the crowd arm, just pull back on this one. Basically goes out. And same thing with the bucket, it'll tip. Pretty simple. See the pressure gauge there. I got this one at about around 1800 PSI. It needs a bit more power for the backhoe, of course. There you go. And the swing arm is pretty simple. It just goes just like that. So pretty good. There's the other outrigger. Basic hydraulics. There's a pump down here. You see it just turning, and that's basically all the speed you need. A high volume pump, very slow, but that's good for heat build up and so on and so forth. And you can disconnect. You can, if you're not using the backhoe, you can actually stop the PTO right here, like that. And now it's stopped if you didn't want to use it. That just keeps it engaged. Makes it easy. And put a little hydraulic tank down here. And you can basically just disconnect this backhoe. It'll come right out. And no problems at all. Of course, there's a gauge on this one as well. And a built-in pressure relief valve. Right? And standard transmission, clutch. See, she's still charging. Got new switches and that put in. This is for the headlights. Outer switch. So the headlights are pretty bright now, which is nice. And I got some tail lights put on her. Lots of visibility. And I also got some working lamps for the back. And I'm digging with the backhoe. It shines up pretty good. And you see now, you're still charging. Lots of power for the battery to still charge. And I got another switch there. That's the strobe light right here. So you can see there, works good. I like it. And you can see now the water temperature is just starting to come up. You can hear the engine rev back up with the load off the alternator, and of course the horn. Yeah, so good little rig. And the hour meter, you see now when the key is on, is blinking there. So I got 152 hours since I've owned the tractor. Here's where the fuel gauge is too. So after it gets below about half a tank, you'll start seeing it on the fuel gauge, which is really fuel efficient. So that's about it. One little tractor. Yeah, a lot of work. Fabrication of the front loader and especially the backhoe took me all in all about 9 weeks, I guess. Yep. All right, there you go.